Hello there everybody, I hope you're all well. I'm filming this about 2 hours after the World Cup final whistle. What an amazing game that was. Now you know that my primary interest and first love is club football, but if every international game ends up like that, then I could see myself easily watching more games and maybe even collecting some of the national team football shirts. But now the World Cup is over, we can really focus on club football, which as a Chelsea fan, don't know if I relish the thought of that. I do, however, though, have a shirt to show you today, which is a club team. I've had this shirt for probably over a month now, maybe 6 weeks, and this was actually sent to me through one of the viewers of this video. It's somebody that I've been speaking back and forth now for a wee bit, and they're somebody who lives in England, but they have a job that's a little further afield. They travel to another country, I believe it's a teaching job, and during this most recent travelling, they said, I have an opportunity to grab a local team. Would you be interested in me picking one up for you? Now, I was like, sure, of course, absolutely. It's not easy sometimes getting shirts, and I don't think it's necessarily easy getting the one that I have here. Now, I have broken one small rule of my collection when it comes to shirts, though it kind of makes up for it with how it's styled. So I think when you see it, you'll probably understand why I did it. And again, it's a special shirt, so it's a little bit difficult sometimes to say no, especially when the opportunities are so very, very rare. And also I have another shirt here, which is, it started off as more of a gift shirt, but I feel like it's only fair for it to become more of a gift exchange. So I bought a shirt that the viewer gave some just general sort of consensus sizing, etc. And I think I've sort of ticked the boxes there. I think they're very comparable designs. So let's, without further ado, get this one opened up. Make sure I don't ruffle too much. And I'm very excited to see what this one looks like in the flesh. There we go. Looks like we have a bag. Don't know what that is. Maybe it's not related. Might get rid of that. Ooh, now then, there we go. There's a football shirt for sure. Ba-ba-ba. Now then, let's get this one open. So it has a tag, so that's not one of the rules I broke. Da-da-da. Let's look at the rear of the shirt. Now then, how about that? You'll see it's got quite a distinct design on there, depending on how well it's picking up on the camera. That's very, very nice and very, very cool. And also on the back there is a little motif, which looks like it's the shape of Africa. And there are 5 little stars on there. I wonder what that could mean. Let's look at the front of the shirt. There we go. Now then, get rid of that tag thing there. Wow. How about that? So the design runs across the front there, and you have, in place of a sponsor, so that's one of the rules that I broke. There's no sponsor on this, but there's occasions where I've done that. There is a rather large design of what looks like to be a star constellation. And if I understand correctly, it is Orion the Hunter, which is looking like the one that's found in the crest there, or something very similar. So the reason why I wanted this one, partly because of the obscurity, but also because it fits into a sort of a few shirts that I'm picking up. So I have the Green Bay Voyagers, and I also have the Saudi America shirts, which all have this sort of space themed, astronomical theme. And this is just another one of those that I could add to my collection. And this is amazing. I love it, and the material feels actually quite nice. Let's see if there's anything at the front. So it's authentic design for elite athletes. Well, why not, eh? And then, is there anything else on the inside of the thingy? Nope, just simply says that the size is a medium on this one. Just tells you the club and the version of it. So it's possible some of you maybe have seen this one before. Depending on where you watch these videos, you may be very familiar with this one. But that's it. I will dress the mannequin as usual, and I'll explain to you a little bit about the club itself. Okay then, hopefully it's all in shot. I've actually just realised all my Christmas presents I'm sending are probably in shot as well. Hopefully I get some shirts in return, or else I'll be very, very sad. Anyway, this is the shirt that I've been given, and the club is Zamalek Sport Club. And to be honest, I reckon a lot of you will know where they're from, because they are a rather popular and rather influential and quite famous club all the way from Egypt. Yes, it is an Egyptian team. It's my second Egyptian team. Now, They were founded in 1911 as Qasr El Nile Club, and they've had quite a few name changes since then, finally falling on Zamalek Sport Club. And they are actually one of the most successful teams in Africa. And they've got a great rivalry with the other team from Egypt that I have, Al Ahly. Those two teams are the best teams in the country, and this team is the second most successful team in Egypt, having won the league 14 times, which is quite somewhat behind Al Ahly, who have won it 42 times. But when you combine both of those together, the rest of the league have won maybe 4 or 5 altogether. So it's definitely dominated by these two teams. The last Premier League season, these guys actually did win, so they've got another win. And the season before that, they won again. Current season, there's about 7 or so games played. They're actually unbeaten still. Al Ahly are also unbeaten. I think they're possibly at top. So it shows again that they're going to be challenging for honours. Who knows? They're going to do a hat-trick and possibly wearing this really, really cool shirt. Now, they are also one of the most successful teams in Africa, as mentioned, having won the Champions League in Africa the second joint most amount of times. Again, behind Al Ahly, who have the most. So I've got some very, very good shirts here from Egypt, 2 of the best. There is one more team that I would be interested in, which is a relatively new one called Pyramids. I think I was an opportunity to buy one once, but it didn't have a sponsor on. But it was really, really basic and boring, whereas this one at least has this cool graphic on, so absolutely very happy to own this one specifically here. Now, with regards to the manufacturer, it's another one that we've added to the collection, one that I'm not familiar with, and probably a lot of you aren't. From what I can tell, they are an Austrian company. And to be honest, when I googled them, they have a website, and it actually popped up with opportunities to buy this shirt. Now, it gave me an opportunity to buy it in British pounds, and there was 2 versions of the shirt to buy. You actually could buy a stadium version and a player version. There are some differences, as you would hope. They did detail it. Looking at this one, I have no idea which one I have, to be honest. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It tells you that it's all to do with the materials. I don't know what the difference is. I'd have to feel them and see, so I can only assume. This was actually picked up from the club store. So my friend, we were going back and forth deciding whether or not we want to go for it. And I said, yeah, why not? And he actually did a 5-mile run in blistering hot temperatures in Egypt whilst running and collecting this shirt, which was the final one in my size. And then obviously got back to his accommodation, which is amazing. That's just, can you imagine somebody doing that? Running out 5 miles just to get you a football shirt. It just shows you how great some people are, especially the people who generally watch my videos. They're all amazing, wonderful. So yes, very, very thankful for that occasion. And I mentioned on the front there is the sort of Orion, the hunter on the front, which I think it will look great next to my other 2 shirts that have sort of these little universe stuff on. There are actually a couple of shirts that do have similar designs. So you got Cruzeiro, their current home shirt. I've been trying to get one of those, but it's sold out, especially with sponsors on. That'd be really cool to own. There was a Spal shirt a couple of seasons ago, which had, I think, just the year on the back of it. That again didn't have sponsors because it's Spal. But you know, it seems to be sort of one of the in styles right now, so maybe there's some more coming soon. But I do have this other shirt to open up here. Now, at this point, if you're watching the video and you've not opened it yet, this is where you pause it. Like I said, I've not opened it before, so I maybe should have done that. Looks like it's the one. Here we go. So, who recognises it? Ta-da! Now then, so one of the briefs was it needed to be something that was sort of eye-catching, nice design, and I think this one sort of ticks that box quite convincingly, I'd say. So, there's the rear of the shirt there, and on the back it says SK Slavia Praha, a team that we're probably all very familiar with, I would hope. And then we have the front there, and it's a continuation of that there. Now, the only thing is, there is no sponsor on this, and as I spoke with him, he said it wasn't a sort of a deal breaker if there was or there wasn't one. I suppose it kind of balances out when you put them both together like that. And I also have a Slavia Praha shirt, as you've seen, that didn't have a sponsor on, so, you know, I suppose that's matching. But I think this shirt looks absolutely beautiful. I remember when it first came out, and I, again, tried getting one with a sponsor myself, and I just had no luck. but it's just part of the Puma sort of culture sort of setup they did when they did. This is the 2020-2021 away shirt, and I think this was inspired by the Prague Astrological Tower, I think possibly Astronomical Tower. As you can see running down the front there, has that great sort of crest on the front there, which is just that giant star. And then you've got the back on there. And is there anything else floating around? No, just the sizing, which is lovely. But I think that's a great shirt. Puma sometimes know how to make a great shirt, and hopefully it's one that you can wear that is both beautiful and stands out, but also kind of a bit subtle as well. So it's definitely a little bit different, and it's obviously come all the way from Czech Republic there. So two great shirts, I'd say. I think they would be great for anybody's collection. I'm very, very pleased to have this one. Not always an opportunity to grab something from Egypt, so that's my second one there, and another African one to add to my collection. So big thank you to you, my friend, for helping me out here. It's always appreciated when people want to sort of bring something a part of their culture, even though obviously it's just where you work, to my sort of growing collection. But that is it. Well, I've got one more shirt to open. That's all I have. I have one more on order, which will probably be arriving next year. But I hopefully, fingers crossed, will be getting some for Christmas. So I'll be able to show you some videos there. And then we'll just create some other content. So as always, thank you for watching my videos. Yeah, it's almost Christmas. Almost the end of the year. Where does the time go? So, guys, have a great week ahead. And I'll see you on Friday. Goodbye.